big trolls.
I avoid going to East March if I can. Something in the air. I think it's just too close to the border.
Words of Clan Mother AHNISSI. Words of Clan Mother AHNISSI to her favored daughter. AHNISSI tells you you are no longer a mewing kitten, and you have learned to keep secrets from AHNISSI. And so AHNISSI tells you, in the beginning there were two littermates, Anur and Fatime. After many phases, Fatime said to Anur, "Let us wed and make children to share our happiness." And they gave birth to Alkosh, the first cat. And Anur said, "Alkosh, we give you time, for what is as fast or as slow as a cat?" And they gave birth to Kanarthi, the winds. "Kanarthi, to you we give the sky, for what can fly higher than the wind?" And they give birth to Magris, the cat's eye. "Magris, to you we give the sun, for what is brighter than the eye of a cat?" And they give birth to Mara, the mother cat. "Mara, you are love, for what is more loving than a mother?" And they gave birth to Surrendar, the runt. "Surrendar, we give you mercy, for how does a runt survive except by mercy?" And many phases passed, and Anur and Fatime were happy. And Anur said, "We should have more children to share our happiness." And Fatime agreed. And she gave birth to her Mara, and she gave birth to her Sin, and she gave birth to Maruns, and Mafala, and Sangin, and Sheograth, and many others. And Fatime said, "Hermara, you are the tides, for who can say whether the moons predict the tides or the tides predict the moons?" Hersin, you are the hungry cat, for what hunts better than a cat with an empty belly? Maruns, you are the Khajiit, for what is more destructive than a kitten? Mafala, you are the clan mother, for what is more secretive than the ways of the clan mothers? Sangin, you are the blood cat, for who can control the urges of blood? Sheograth, you are the skooma cat, for what is crazier than a cat on skooma? And Anur said, 2 litters is enough, for too many children will steal our happiness." But Kanarthi went to Fatime and said, "Fatime, mother, Kanarthi grows lonely so high above the world where not even my brother Alkosh can fly." Fatime took pity on her and tricked Anur to make her pregnant again. And Fatime gave birth to the moons and their motions. And she gave birth to Nerni, the majestic sands and lush forest. And she gave birth to Azura, the dusk and the dawn. And from the beginning, Nerni and Azura fought for their mother's favor. And Nur caught Fatime while she was still birthing, and he was angry. And Nur struck Fatime, and she fled to birth the last of her litter, far away in the great darkness. Fatime's children heard what had happened, and they all came to be with her and protect her from Anur's anger. And Fatime gave birth to Lorcash, the last of her litter, in the great darkness. And the heart of Lorcash was filled with the great darkness, and when he was born, the great darkness knew its name, and it was Nemira. And Fatime knew her time was near. Fatime said, "Jakajay, to you Fatime gives the lattice, for what is steadier than the phases of the moons? Your internal emotions will protect us from Anur's anger." And the moons left to take their place in the heavens. And Anur growled and shook the great darkness, but he could not cross the lattice. And Fatime said, "Nerni, to you Fatime leaves her greatest gift. You will give birth to many people, as Fatime gave birth today." When Nerni saw that Azura had nothing, Nerna left smiling. And all Fatime's children left except Azura. And Fatime said, "To you, my favored daughter, Fatime leaves her greatest gift. To you, Fatime leaves her secrets." And Fatime told her favorite daughter 3 things. And Fatime said, "When Nerni is filled with her children, take one of them and change them. Make the fastest, cleverest, most beautiful people and call them Khajiit." And Fatime said, "The Khajiit must be the best climbers, for if Master and Secunda fail, they must climb Canarthi's breath to set the moons back in their courses." And Fatime said, "Khajiit must be the best deceivers, for they must always hide their nature from the children of Anur." And Fatime said, "The Khajiit must be the best survivors, for Nerni will be jealous, and she will make the sands harsh and the forest unforgiving, and the Khajiit will always be hungry and at war with Nerni." With these words, Fatime died. After many phases, Nerni came to Lakash and said, "Lakash, Fatime told me to give birth to many children, but there is no place for them." And Lakash said, "Lakash makes a place for children, and Lakash puts you there so you can give birth." But the heart of Lakash was filled with great darkness. And Lakash tricked his siblings so that they were forced into this new place with Nerni. And many of Fatime's children escaped and became the stars. And many of Fatime's children died to make Nerni's path stable. And the survivors stayed and punished Lakash. The children of Fatime tore out the heart of Lakash and hid it deep within Nerni. And they said, "We curse you, noisy Lakash, We curse you, noisy Lakash, to walk Nerni for many phases." But Nerni soon forgave Lakash, for Nerni could make children, and she filled herself with children, but cried because her favorite children, the forest people, did not know their shape. And Azura came to hear and said, "Poor Nerni, stop your tears. Azura makes for you a gift of a new people." Nerni stopped weeping, and Azura spoke the first secret to the moons, and they parted and let Azura pass. And Azura took some forest people who were torn between man and beast, and she placed them in the best deserts and forests on Nerni. And Azura in her wisdom made them of many shapes, one for every purpose. And Azura named them Khajiit, and told them her second secret, and taught them the value of secrets. And Azura bound the new Khajiit to the lunar lattice, as is proper for Nerni's secrets defenders. Then Azura spoke the third secret, and the moon shone down on the marshes, and their light became sugar. But Yefer heard the first secret and snuck in behind Azura. And Yefer could not appreciate secrets, and he told Nerni of Azura's trick. So Nerni made the deserts hot and the sands biting, and Nerni made the forest wet and filled with poisons. And Nerni thanked Yefer and let him change the forest people also. And Yefer did not have Azura's subtle wisdom, so Yefer made the forest people elves always and never beasts. And Yefer named them Bosmer, and from that moment they were no longer in the same litter as the Khajiit. And because Yefer had no appreciation for secrets, he shouted the first secret across all the heavens with his last breath, so that all Fatime's children could cross the lattice. But Azura in her wisdom closed the ears of angry Anur and noisy Lakash, so they alone did not hear the word. Well, pretty cool. Ow.